Hey there, hello and welcome. It is Madeline here, and today we are talking about, I'm sharing my 5 steps to more abundance now. I love this topic. Yes, I know they're all my favorite topics, my friends tell me, but yes, I love this topic. I have my corporate friends on the line as usual, and so happy to be here with you and sharing my 5 steps to more abundance in your life now. If you're watching on Facebook, put something in the chat so I can say hello. Feel free to comment or ask questions as we go along or later, and I will do my best to answer, okay? So a few weeks ago, I asked my Facebook friends, what are your biggest challenges in life, in your well-being, your biggest stresses, source of anxiety? And one of the top comments was money or money issues, right? And this led me to, actually, I just saw an article online where I read that millions of Americans are feeling financially fragile, right? I'm making air quotes for my friends on the phone. And by financially fragile, this means that they feel like they don't have enough money. They're living paycheck to paycheck, perhaps, and or they don't have enough or any money for retirement, which just breaks my heart, right? Especially in the land of abundance in the United States, if you're with me in the United States. Hey, Doreen, good to see you, girl. So what do we do about that? So first of all, I know I posted earlier this week, right? Money is energy, right? It's a source of exchange. And what type of energy the money takes on is really up to you. And quite frankly, the money takes on your energy, okay? Because if you have a lack mentality, which is one of the blocks to abundance, if you have a lack mentality, then that's the energy that your money is going to take, right? Does that make sense? I hope so. And so this is one of the blocks to abundance. And then I'll tell you the steps to step into abundance. So, and one of the first block is a lack mentality, okay? And this is one that I have suffered with, has been a big challenge for me. I've made huge gains in it. And although it still rears its ugly head for me every now and then, because one of my parents grew up in poverty. My mom, I love her so much. And, my parents were immigrants. I'm first generation American. So money was a challenge for us going, hey, Maribel, Kara, good to see you. So, money was a challenge for us. I remember money being a challenge for us growing up. And, God love my mother and my father. They were very generous with what little they had when we were growing up, but their energy was still of that poverty, right? And that was instilled in me as a child. And that's also one of the points that I want to make today, is that whatever your money mentality is, it's a deep-rooted belief or value, and or it was probably established when you were very young, between 0 and 7 years old, which is when we are imprinted with most of our values and beliefs, good, bad, indifferent, or otherwise, right? So lack mentality. So I grew up with this, oh my goodness, there's not quite enough. There's not quite enough money. I heard a lot, no, we can't afford it. I later on learned that my mother said that just because she wanted me to learn a strong work ethic, even when we could afford it, which I appreciate. But it also, I heard we can't afford it a lot, right? And I hear myself saying that sometimes, right? That's terrible language if you're using it, by the way. So a lack mentality, okay? That's the first block. Does that resonate with you? And don't worry, I'm going to tell you the steps to bust through these blocks and limiting beliefs. Okay. The second block that I want to talk about today, there are plenty others, and let me know if there's one that's prevalent for you that we didn't talk about today, and we can talk about it another time or in the chat, right? So the next block or belief is that money makes you better or less than somebody else, right? So this means that maybe you have plenty of money and you look down upon those who have less than you, or you look down upon or think people who don't have as much as you are less than you or not as good as you. Okay, the converse is also true, right? Is that you don't feel abundant, wealthy, like you have a lot of money or enough money. And as a result, you don't feel as good as, you feel beneath those who to you appear abundant, wealthy, rich, again, making air quotes for my friends on the phone. And, there's this, they're better than me because they're wealthy, right? In my perception, they're wealthy. Or, you look down upon, you think because that you're blessed with abundance, that people who are in poverty or have less than you are not of the same caliber as you, same class as you. No judgment, my loves. This is just want to bring this to your awareness, because if you're experiencing this level of mentality, it's keeping you from abundance, right? Or the next level of abundance if you already feel abundant, right? We always want more. The universe always wants more for us. And if you're a victim to any of these blocks, you're stuck where you are, or from reaching the level of abundance that you really want and deserve, and that the universe wants for you. But I'm getting ahead of myself. The third block that I want to talk about today is the notion, the belief, the value that money is evil, right? That, like if you're wealthy, you did something crooked, shady, or what's the word I want? Opportunistic in order to become wealthy, and that, like if you're wealthy, you're probably out to get people from which you made your money. Or please forgive me if I'm butchering this, because this is one that I really didn't have. I never had an issue with, but you get the idea, right? If this is part of your belief, again, no judgment, this is holding you back, right? Or, right, maybe you are in business for yourself, you're a spiritual leader, you're a healer, you do my kind of work where we help people overcome adversity and step into their power, right? And you might feel guilty for charging for your work. I hear a lot of this from my colleagues and my counterparts these days. Okay, so that's the flip side of guilt, shame around money, having money, not having enough money, right? All of this is keeping you from reaching the level of abundance that you deserve, right? That you desire, that you deserve, even if you don't think you deserve it. So what do you do about it? Okay, I got some steps for you and some stories for you. So I hope these serve you. Okay, so the first thing to do, right, my first step is Deepak Chopra's spiritual law of success, which is the law of giving, right? So the first step to overcoming, to stepping into your abundance is give, right? So, and if you're thinking, Madeline, I barely have enough to get by, or I'm one of those working paycheck to paycheck people, I can barely pay my bills. How can I give? You can give, right? So you can give that which you seek. All right. So, and if you don't have money, you probably want more money, and give a little bit, right? Even if you give, like $1. Hey, Ebony, good to see you, girl. Glad you made it. So maybe you can give $1 to someone in need, right? It doesn't have to be a lot. The point is that you need to give, right? You need to give, and give it lovingly and happily, right? So like back to my parents, like we struggled financially growing up, but I also remember this air of generosity around my parents. Like they didn't have a lot, but they were happy to give you what they had, or as much as to share what they had with you in order to help someone else out, right? So, and even, right, if you really, like Madeline, I can't spare $1 because at the end of the week I have no money. I get that, okay? I can appreciate that. So then give what you do have, right? Give what you do have lovingly, right? So if you're within the sound of my voice, you have a lot, right? You have more than 75% of the planet, okay? But you can give love, right? You can give a compliment, right? You can give a flower, right? Let me tell you about the flower, right? If you saw my post earlier today, earlier this week or yesterday, I think, this is my example of giving and receiving, right? I feed the birds in my backyard every day, which can be expensive, and I feed them all winter. And it's something I love do, and I do it with joy. And I do it with so much joy. And this summer, this bird left me hey, Alfonso, good to see you. A bird, one of the birds that I feed, left me this gift. I did not plant it, right? We did not plant this sunflower, and the birds that I feed all winter left this for me to say thank you for feeding me. That's how the universe operates, right? You give lovingly and joyfully of what you have, right? Whether that be money, attention, appreciation, affection, love. I know you can give those last four, even if you're not in a position where you can give money right now, okay? So just start the energy of giving, right? Just start the energy of giving so you can receive, right? And receive is number 3. So I'm gonna get to that in just a moment. So the first step is give. Give that which you seek, if you can, right? And at a minimum, we all seek love, appreciation, compassion, kindness, affection. You can give a compliment, a prayer. All those things you can give from your heart, and they don't cost a thing, right? They don't cost a dime. Okay, step number 2 is celebrate those who have what you want, okay? So this was a challenge for me, right? So when I first started in business, right, I was, making my way. I'm still making my way, and learning how to, generate leads and how to generate clients. And I work with coaches and mentors, of course, and I have, now I have this community of people who do what I do, right? And we celebrate our successes in our community. And I was jealous of the people who were having the level of success that I wanted, right? So, and that felt bad, and I knew it felt bad, right? Because I'm a spiritual teacher on one level, and so I was jealous of those who had what I had. Well, that energy, and of course, I was struggling to reach the level of success that I was over. So I brought that into my awareness. I prayed about it. I changed my beliefs around it, and now I'm able to celebrate those that are having the success that I want, right? So there's always going to be someone ahead of me, right? So my level of success has increased as a result of this shift of my celebrating those who have what I want, because it's so easy for ego to get in the way, isn't it, right? Ego to get in the way, and like, oh, they've got what I want, and it's not. It's insidious, right? So ego is insidious, and it's sneaky, and it's in the background. You just think, oh, they have what I want. They must have done something wrong to get it, or some story about why they have it and you don't, right? So all that is bullshit, right? The story that you want to be able to get into is celebrating their success and recognizing that if they have what you want, it's because yours is on the way, and you're celebrating. That energy of celebrating what they have is going to bring more of it to you, okay? If that makes sense. So that's number 2. Oh my goodness, TikTok. Number 3 is gratitude, okay? So again, if you're within the sound of my voice, you have much to be grateful for, okay? So even if it's not money, even if you don't have a lot of money, or maybe you do have a lot of money and you're worried about losing it, okay? That's another angle, right? So be grateful for what you do have, okay? So again, if you're within the sound of my voice, you have much to be grateful for. Be grateful for the gifts of nature, right? Like, I'm so grateful for my gift from my friendly birds whom I feed. But even so, like, the warmth of the sunlight, right? The warmth of the summer, the trees that give us our oxygen, right? The smile of a family member, social media that can bring us all together to enjoy these, to learn these lessons and grow as a community, right? There's always something to be grateful for. If you're within the sound of my voice, you most likely have a home, a safe place in which to lay your head, and a comfortable place in which to go home at night and lay your head and be safe and get clean and refreshed for the following day. There's, a great significant amount of the world's population do not have those luxuries, okay? So be grateful for what you do have, right? And the secret sauce is being grateful in advance for what you want, right? And I'm going to announce a little game at the end, right? So being grateful in advance for what you want moves you into the energy that you need in order to attract those things to you, okay? So the next one is, step number 4 is respect the money that you do have, okay? So that means know how much money you have. Keep track of your money. Keep track of it, somehow be organized and aware of your finances. Be respectful of them, right? I had one client who I helped bust through some blocks where, she didn't know how much money she had. She didn't know how much money she was making. She had like some money in a box. She had some receipts in another box, and she was afraid to look at it, right? So like that doesn't work. You've got to get that stuff out of the box into the bank, right? Just be organized, something that is comfortable for you, where you can get a handle on it, so you can move forward, okay? So you can move forward and grow your money, right? Grow your money, grow your bank account, grow your abundance, okay? So you need to get that stuff organized. And even if you want, if you insist on keeping it in a box, which I do not recommend, know how much is in there and keep it neat and orderly, right? So you can find it, you can always know how much you are, and you can keep track of where it's coming from, how much is coming and how much is going out at any given point in time, okay? And step number 5 is let go of your baggage, right? So like if any of this stuff, like you can relate to any of this stuff, and I've been able to relate to all of these steps at any given point, at various points in my life, right? You've got emotional baggage, right? You've got blockages, you've got limiting beliefs that are standing between you and your abundance, right? And again, as I mentioned at the beginning of our time, that those beliefs, we learn those beliefs between the ages 0 and 7 years old, right? They are our deepest level programming, right? Those limiting beliefs are values, and in order to prosper and bust through them, you've got to let go of your baggage, right? That's where someone like me comes in, where they can help you bust through those blocks, right? So again, what are some of those limiting beliefs or blocks? Very quickly, I don't have enough, right? I don't have enough money. I don't make enough money. I'm never going to have enough money. My family never made money. I'm not going to make money. I'm never going to get out of debt. It's hard to make money. You have to work really hard to be to make money. Only the rich get richer. There's a common one. Only the rich get richer. Only the crooked or the sneaky or the underhanded get wealthy. If you're wealthy, you did something crooked to get it, or you have guilt or shame, right? Or you're blessed with abundance and you have guilt or shame around your level of abundance because maybe you have more than those who are around you, right? Or you're in the healing or teacher community and you feel guilty about charging for your work. And countless other limiting beliefs about money. If there's one or two I didn't mention, put it in the comments below and we can talk about it in the chat or next time, right? If you have any or all of these are keeping you from moving forward, right? These are keeping you from your next level of income, your next level of abundance, which again is not just money, right? It's not just money. This is about, the love that you receive, the energy that you have, the affection that you receive. All of that is tied to abundance, right? Your love, your health. I didn't talk about today, but probably I'll talk about another time, right? The abundance in your health. So if any of this resonates with you and you'd like help busting through those blocks, I invite you to book a free breakthrough call with me. Okay, the call is free and it's my gift to you, and you schedule your time by going to MadeleineCorrea.com/talk. We'll get on the phone for about an hour or so and we'll figure out where your blocks are, right? What's keeping you? What's between you and the level of abundance that you desire and deserve? We'll figure out what that is. We'll figure out what you want the level of your abundance to be. And if I can help you get there, I'll show you how, okay? And again, you schedule that call by going to MadeleineCorrea.com/talk. and look at my calendar and schedule a time to talk to me. I'll put the link in the comments when we're done here. If you'd like to join me and my corporate friends for meditation, I'm going to put in the comments now the conference call information. There you go. We're going to meditate for a few minutes. We're going to have an abundance meditation, and I'm going to introduce tomorrow the prosperity game, but I'm going to introduce it on the phone to my corporate friends now. Okay, so if you want in on that and you want to meditate with me for 5-10 minutes, connect to that conference line. Now you can call in, you can dial in, or connect on the web, and I will see you there. Okay, so I hope this serves you, and let me know what questions you have, what thoughts you have. I will look forward to seeing you in the next video, and until then, I will see you in the gap. Namaste. Have a beautiful and abundant day and rest of your week.